Hey there, this is James Wilson with MTB Strength Training Systems and BikeJames.com. Today I want to share 3 cool core exercises that I've been doing as part of a jiu-jitsu class that I started a couple months ago. And I found these core exercises at first were pretty challenging because they were, muscles and movements that I wasn't working. But as I've gotten stronger with them, I've definitely felt, the difference in how I'm able to move both with my jiu-jitsu and on my bike as well. So what I'm going to do is show you these 3 exercises and explain a little bit about how they apply to our riding as well. So the first one's a pretty simple one. It's called a UPA or a bridge escape. And so it's pretty similar to your regular glute bridge where you're going to get started on your back. But what we're going to do, instead of just coming up as a regular bridge, we're going to come up and we're going to roll over onto one shoulder. It's helpful if you try to find the wall behind you, and then you come down, and then you do it to the other side, roll up on your shoulder and come back down. So you would just alternate back and forth like this. And this is a really good bridging variation because, as you can see, it really emphasizes one side at a time. So I'm really having to drive with one side, really opens up this one side, and so it really makes sure that you're able to drive with your hips evenly. So it's a good kind of variation from this one where you may have one side that's a little stronger than the other. And that's going to show up on our bike if we have that strength imbalance between our 2 hips in our pedal stroke and how we're able to hold ourselves. You'll probably find that holding yourself switch foot isn't as comfortable, and so you'll probably find some that bridge escape drill right there might show you which hip isn't working quite as well. So anyways, that's a good one there. The next one is a shrimp, and this is a really cool drill. This is one that a lot of people struggle with a lot with it in the jiu-jitsu class, and it's see if I can show you how it looks and then break it down for you. So this is how it looks right here. You're going to start out again kind of in your bridge position, and we're going to bridge up on one leg just enough to get our hips up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pull our butt off to the side, and then we come back, and then we go the other way and come back and alternate back and forth like that. So again, what I'm doing is I'm bridging up just enough to clear my hips. I'm going to get on one side, and I'm going to have to stay stable on this shoulder. If you're lazy on this shoulder, it makes it a lot harder. So I find if I drive this shoulder into the ground to really create a stable position, this is easier. And then what I'm doing is kind of like pulling this rib to the top of this thigh right here. If I can get these 2 points close together, then I've moved my hips out to the side. So again, show you, I'm gonna extend one leg out, drive my heel and my shoulder into the ground just enough to get my hips up off of the ground. Then I'm going to think about pulling this rib to this thigh, and that's how you do it right there. So in jiu-jitsu, that's a really good way to get out from underneath someone. The whole idea is you're trying to displace your center of gravity, which may be underneath someone, out to the side, so you can create a little space. On the bike, this same lateral displacement of our center of gravity, which is really just a fancy way of saying shifting our hips over to the side, is the same thing that we want to be able to do on our bikes for cornering. So again, that basic core strength and movement skill of being able to drive into the ground with one leg and laterally hinge the hips. That's what happens on our bike. So if we're wanting to corner, we'd push our bike this way, we'd use this outside leg, we'd drive into it and laterally hinge our hips. And so that's, again, kind of a good little crossover from that exercise to what we do on the trail. And then the last one is a triangle drill. And so a triangle is, as my daughter says, who's also taking jiu-jitsu with me, a nasty choke, if you don't know. And so I'll show you the exercise. You don't have to know the choke in order to benefit from the exercise, but what you're gonna do is get down on your back, put your arms out to the side, and then you're gonna drive your arms into the ground. And at first, actually, they have the kids practice just doing this, because what you wanna do is you're gonna come up, you're gonna come over to the side, and you're gonna wrap this knee over the front of this foot. Keep this foot flexed back. You don't want to be on your foot. So again, this would be a triangle position where you could choke someone. But
for our purposes, this action of just getting the hips up off the ground. So again, at first you may just need to work on doing something along those lines in order to learn how to drive those hips up. Now, how does that help us on the trail? I don't know. That's a really good core exercise. You're probably going to struggle with it, and I have to say that if you find something you struggle with and then you get better at it, you're just bound to just kind of overall functionality is going to be better. So anyway, so there you go. 3 cool core exercises. You've got your UPA, your bridge escapes, you've got your shrimps, and you've got your triangles. So again, cool core exercise that you can try out next time you work out. So not only are you becoming a badass on the trail, but possibly becoming a badass on the jiu-jitsu mat if you ever get into something like that. So anyways, hopefully you've enjoyed this training tip. Once again, it's been James Wilson with MTB Strength Training Systems. Check me out on the web at bikejames.com, and I'll talk to you next time.